The September 27th, 2010 meeting of the Public Safety Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Antelli. Mr. Beebe. Mrs. Draw. Mr. Eckel. Chairman Hanna.
Here.
Mr. Lee. Mr. Lightfoot is excused. Mr. McCann. Mr. Yolovich.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum this evening?
We have one public forum speaker tonight. Would Marty Renier please come forward?
How are you?
Good evening. Thank you, Chairman and legislators, for the opportunity. I'm bringing to your attention, if please, we have a building that we run the operations of at 35 Chestnut Street, which is right around the corner from the Midtown arena, if you will. And we are 2 doors next to the Cadillac Hotel. And everybody in this room probably has heard of the Cadillac Hotel in the same respect that I'm about to talk about it. There are 2 major issues that I have with it. There's the issue of that there's a lot of crime, and there's an issue of a humanitarian issue as well. I have spoken with the legislator of that district, Mr. Lee, and I have spoken to the Committee for the Health and Human Services, and I'd appreciate if this committee could please take the time to look into the activities that are going on at that property. The owners of the property are known as Ramji Inc., and they are the same owners of 2 other establishments, as far as it was purported in the paperwork that I've seen, in Brighton, New York. And it is very interesting to note that in Brighton, which is also in Monroe County, they run a very, very clean and well-respected establishment. Yet in the city of Rochester, in an unbelievable location, they choose to run a location in such a disgraceful manner, and forgetting about who they serve and who they don't serve. It happens to be that the people that they do serve are, a lot of them are from the emergency housing office, and it certainly doesn't appeal to me as a person who would want to stay in a hotel sometimes to stay in such an establishment. The issues that go on with that establishment generally require the attention of all the emergency services in this county, including the police, ambulance, sheriff's department, etc. So I thank you for your time. I appreciate any attention you can give to this, and I'll be very much available to help assist with any questions that are in the future with this. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone present who hasn't signed up who would like to address the committee tonight? Seeing none. Next item is the approval of minutes. You have before you the August 30th, 2010 minutes. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes. Next item is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 10-267, acceptance of a grant from the New York State.
Moved by Legislator Draw, seconded by Legislator McCann. Is there any discussion? Legislator Lee.
Through the chair to the administration, performance measures. What activities do deputies participate in?
Through the chair, I'm Jennifer Curley from the Sheriff's Office, and we are required to report back to GSTC, and we report back the number of seatbelt tickets that were issued, number of child passenger safety seats that were also issued, the number of fatal accidents during that period, number of crashes during that period, and any other tickets that were issued. And the deputies report that to me as well, and I coordinate a cumulative total for the state, and I report that semi-annually and annually.
Through the chair to the administration, do you generate a report?
Through the chair, yes, I do. 2 reports.
Through the chair to the administration, have you ever shared them with the committee?
Through the chair, yes, I can print them off of their e-grant system and submit them.
Okay, would appreciate it. Thank you.
Through the chair, what time period do you want? Because we've been doing this grant for like 16 years.
Whenever you get a chance.
Well, no, what time frame do you want the reports
just
from?
Just the latest.
Just the latest? Okay,
Yes, yes.
thanks.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, item carries.
Referral 10-268.
Moved by legislator McCann, seconded by legislator Yolovich. Is there any discussion? Legislator Eckel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration. Does this program, the referral covers, does this target any specific populations?
Through the chair, it is not targeted for any, children, I guess, and parents of those children.
Okay. Thank you. And through the chair, do you have a schedule of events for this?
Through the chair, we do complete a fitting station, which is the fitting station is completed every other month, and the day of the week is determined later. It's usually a Friday. It's completed from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And the events are usually highly publicized, and we'll do 3 of them throughout the year. And we tried to coordinate with another community organization to conduct those and do them at their facility, like a fire department or an ambulance facility.
Okay, thank you. And through the chair, do you have any coming up that are...
Through the chair, yes, we had one today, and we have one, I believe, Saturday.
Okay, and where would that be?
I think it's
Through the
Turk
chair.
Hill.
Turk Hill. Thank you.
Yep.
Legislator Eckel. Oh, Legislator Beebe, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have just one question through you to the Sheriff's Department. In order to put on these campaigns and events, what particular supplies or equipment are needed to have a successful campaign?
Through the chair, we purchase seats, usually at the beginning of the grant period, and we there's several different seats we purchase, as you all know. That we have infant seats, forward-facing only, rear-facing only, and booster seats. And then we also purchase noodles. The noodles are used to leverage the seats so they're at the specific angle that they're supposed to be. And that's pretty much it. We have a good supply of equipment right now, so we're not purchasing a lot. Generally, the grant we just use to buy the seats.
Thank you very much.
And just to add, I was able to attend one of those last year. It was out in my district, and they have signs along the main thoroughfares, and they did a fabulous job. They really did. They were very, very thorough, and the people who stopped for the checks were very, very appreciative because several of them had car seats that really they were no good, and they at that point they confiscate the car seats and supply a new one. So it is a really very, very good program. It's worthwhile if you have the time to stop by and watch them in action. So, is there any other discussion? Legislator Eckel.
Thank you, through the chair. When was the last time one of these events was in the city?
Through the chair, I think they just did one.
Okay.
The city gets their own grant, so we generally stay out of the city because they have their own funding to complete. So we're supposed to do our jurisdiction served, which is Monroe County, and the agencies that don't have police agencies.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 10-269, acceptance of a gift.
Moved by Legislator Yolovich, seconded by Legislator Antelli. Is there any discussion? Legislator Beebe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have one question to the administration. This gift that they received from Target for electronic equipment, specifically what electronic equipment would we be talking about?
Through the chair from the district attorney's office, we're planning on purchasing portable digital recorders for use in taking witness statements, and also two burning DVD workstations. As you know from previous grants that we've talked about, a lot of police agencies are now, and I hate to say videotaping, kind of ages me, but it's they're recording a number of the witness and defendant interviews, and now when the cases go to trial, the defense attorney requests a copy of that interview, and we have to create a DVD of it. So we're purchasing the other stations. We can copy those tapes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 10-270, amend
Moved by Legislator Antelli, seconded by Legislator Draw. Is there any questions? Legislator Lee.
Yes, thank you. Through the chair to the administration, what is the status of the current DNA backlog?
Through the chair, Janet Anderson Sequest, Laboratory Administrator, we're right up at about 900 cases currently.
Okay. And also through the chair, what about firearm backlog?
Through the chair, firearms backlog is about 1,500 cases currently.
All righty, thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Legislator Eckel.
Thank you. Through the chair, it says 900 cases currently and 1,500 cases for firearms. Through the chair, how long should it take to move through that kind of backlog?
Through the chair, that's the reason why we'd like to contract with Sorensen Forensics. Based on what they've been able to do with their organization using Lean Six Sigma principles, they've taken what most laboratories take weeks to do and have brought production levels down to days. So I would like to have the opportunity to do that at this laboratory to work on those backlogs. We'd like to try it first in the DNA section, and we have grant funding and approval through NIJ to do that.
Do we have a time frame that we're shooting for with this through the chair?
Through the chair, I'd like to start October 4th.
Okay, thank you very much.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries.
Referral 10-271, acceptance.
Moved by Legislator Draw, seconded by Legislator McCann. Is there any discussion? Legislator Eckel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm really happy to see that this represents a sizable increase in funding. Through the chair, can we expect this to continue, or is this just a one-time increase in that funding? Or do we hope for it to continue? What's the...
This has been, through the chair, this has been an ongoing grant coming to the laboratory. It's been funding significant people, 10 positions in that. I would like to see it ongoing. I can't foresee the future, but currently I don't see any issues with it.
Okay, thank you. So we hope that it will continue, but we're not sure that the state is going to offer this again. Is that what you're saying through the chair?
Through the chair, there's never a guarantee what grant they're going to be offering the next year, but I do see DNA being a priority. They're also looking at other programs offering grants for DNA backlogs dealing with specific to burglaries. So.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 10-272.
Moved by Legislator McCann, seconded by Legislator Yolovich. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 10-281, acceptance of a grant.
Moved by Legislator Yolovich, seconded by Legislator Antelli. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries. Is that it for new business? It is. Are there any other matters come before the committee this evening? Legislator Beebe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Earlier this month, I was at the 911 meeting with the Director of Public Safety, And I mentioned in passing that asking about the progress of the new crime lab, and expressed an interest at a possibility of setting up a tour of where it's at right now. And I'm wondering to the administration if we can do something sometime soon here.
Is it an actual physical tour of the facility?
Yes, sir.
Is that safe to do that at this point?
I have a hard hat. I'm all set.
Mr. Chairman, I think that is something that we could accommodate. My understanding, I believe, is that there are on the schedule monthly walkthroughs that might be part of the natural construction process. So maybe we could link up with something like that. But I'd be happy to try to coordinate something for interested legislators, members of the committee, and others in the legislature.
Great, thank you. Is there any other new business, or other matters, I'm sorry? Legislator Yolovich.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, on that same topic, wouldn't it be better to wait till it was completed? It's going to be completed soon, is it not?
Through the chair, currently we're on target and on budget for the facility. If there is an interest to go through it prior to grand opening, we could certainly accommodate that wish. But yes, when we move in, there will be a grand opening and opportunities to see the scientists actually at their workbench. Right now, it's kind of just walls.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, what is your anticipated opening date?
We will be taking possession of the building sometime in April, so I would imagine grand opening would be maybe in June, May or June.
Thank you. I had heard earlier than that. I just wondered if my facts were wrong. They were.
Thank you. Any other matters? There being no further business, the September 27, 2010 meeting of the Public Safety Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting will be held on October 25th, 2010 at 5 p.m.